What's up, friends, family, fans? I just finished my workout. I gotta rush home because Gino needs to take the car to go get his haircut, get pretty. But that was a killer workout. This beautiful car. I'm so happy we're keeping it. I'm so happy. Actually, we do need to call the financing company. Hold on. Ugh. We do need to call the financing company and make sure that they'll sell it to us. You have to I don't know what the requirements are, like credit score check and stuff like that, which should be fine. The only thing I'm worried about is like proof of income, because for us business owners, that's really difficult to do because like our business, there's like business income and then there's personal income and it's just a fucking disaster. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm gonna go home and eat. I've done so much already. I've trained all my clients, so I'm done with that. I do have a new potential client tomorrow that I'm gonna train in the afternoon. I'm really excited. I can't wait to meet her. I, for some reason, love hanging out and meeting women, like foreign women or women with like some kind of cultural background. My entire life here in the US, like the past 13 years, those have been the kinds of people that always, the kinds of women that like I attract and I'm friends with. I just get along with them. I feel like we have so much in common and I love learning about their background and their story. I believe she's from Mexico. So once I learn more about her and if it works out, I'll let you know. But things are going great, guys. I'm really grateful that I get to live this life every day the way that I want to live it. I started off my leg day doing RDLs. I always like to stretch my hamstring first before I do any curling motion. So that's why I'm starting with a loaded stretch, which is basically a stiff leg deadlift, an RDL, whatever you want to call it. I'm focusing on keeping my knees more straight so I can target my hamstrings. If I was targeting my glutes, I'll be bending my knees more and focusing more on pushing my hips back. So I really, like I said, I like to start off with a loaded stretch first. And I supersetted that with leg extensions. This is just, super basic leg extension, really focusing on squeezing the quads. And I love supersetting those two together because the hamstring is behind the knee and the quad is on top of the knee. So it really feels good and warms up my knee joint when I do both of those opposite movements together. And what I did was 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And my first set, you guys always know, starts with more reps. So my first set is about 15 reps, and then after that, most of them are about 10 reps, unless I feel like I have more juice in me. Next exercise that I did are hamstring curls, but I wanted to do them with the cable and I wanted to do them standing. What I like to do is use a step. First of all, actually, did you notice? I don't know if you noticed, I put those ankle wraps around my ankles and I attach it to the cable. And I like to stand on a little step so I can get I can move my working leg freely. And I'm again really focusing on squeezing the hamstring, and the working knee is behind the standing knee, and that's how I can get a nice stretch. This is a little bit wobbly if you've never tried it, so just keep that in mind and keep doing it until you get the feeling for it. And I supersetted that with these hack squats, really focusing on my quads. And you can see I'm going all the way down and I'm going very slow. You don't want to be going super fast. You're not training a movement, you're training a muscle. And you want to train a muscle slowly to be able to get the full squeeze out of it. And you see my knees are moving forward. That's how I'm starting. Knees going forward and then hips going down. And I'm focusing on my quads and squeezing up. Really try to think about grounding your feet as well. So I did this superset 4 times. Actually, no, I did it 3 times. 10 reps per side on the hamstring curls and then 10 reps on the hack squat. And then I actually ended up doing the hack squat again with my next superset, which was another hamstring curl, these lying hamstring curls. I don't know, they just felt really good and I wanted to keep doing them. So I ended up doing 6 sets of hack squats and I was dead. So the last thing I did for hamstring is this lying hamstring curls. And I really like to hold this one at the very bottom of the machine, with my hands. It's just that I feel better that way, but I encourage you to try different positions and see what helps you most. The thing is here, you want to focus on driving your hips into the bench instead of lifting it off like a lot of people do. And that was it. I ended my workout. It was a spicy workout, even though it was super simple. And that's exactly how I like it. And I don't know if you guys remember in my previous vlog, I talked about how the egg and Ezekiel muffins were making me bloated. And after I switched it back to chicken and rice for a few days, you can see my bloat is completely gone. I haven't made a car vlog in a while, and it's because my GoPro broke. If you guys have been following me, you know that my GoPro broke very early on into my vlogging journey, but I do think that it was for a reason. Hold on, let me see if I can make this more steady. I do think it was for a reason. I think it was to push me to vlog the way I want to and the way that is the most like practical and comfortable for me. And that's with my phone. I've always been like that. And I used to always say that, like, for the longest time I wanted to have a vlog, and I used to say that my biggest issue is that I really hate dealing with the camera and setting it up and learning about like how to use it. Like, really, it was like a technology barrier for me. And like a convenience kind of barrier, because when I'm in the mood to like, when I'm like flowing with this energy of a vlogging or whatever that is, I cannot have something that takes my focus away from it, like using a camera. So anyway, and I actually, when I started vlogging, the first 2 videos I made were 2 weeks apart, because I was like having a hard time like just turning it on and videoing, because it was like difficult for me. And when the GoPro broke after my second vlog and I started using my phone, that's when I started doing the daily vlogs, because it was just so much easier for me. So if this is a lesson for me and for you, to do shit your way, because there's no right way, there's only your way. Your way is the right way. Anyway, I did want to make a little bit of a car vlog now. I don't know how this is, like, if this is going to be loud or there's going to be like wind. I'm really not sure how this video is going to turn out, but I'll find out when I go to edit. But I'm just, every day that I'm in the gym, I realize how happy I am that I went through with the surgery and I got a boob job. And it's so crazy to me that, like, I used to think, I don't know, it's like when I used to look at myself, I used to feel like something was like not quite right. No matter how much I worked on my body, something was just not quite there. And it had nothing to do really with my body. I mean, it did to a point. Of course, part of it is like having like the profile of having boobs, but more than that, it was also like this psychological feeling of like rejecting my feminine side, like rejecting my softer, like more relaxed, like that's kind of like more creative. That's what I associate with my feminine side, is like that side of me that accepts, that side of me that receives, that is okay with taking a break, that's okay with like doing less. Like that was that side of me that I used to reject all the time. And like getting the boobs done for me was so much more than just how I look. And I cannot tell you, like the rest of my body, like the rest of it, my abs, my legs, my arms, everything has never looked as good as it looks now. Even though after I got the surgery, I had to take like 6 to 8 weeks off of like really working out at all. I mean, I did some stuff, like I did a little bit of legs, but compared to like how much I was doing before, I could not believe that I looked better. And I can't stress this factor to you, like how important your mental health is, and your how balanced you feel in your life, how connected that is to the way that you look. It is almost a direct representation. Like your body, it's crazy. I used to disagree with this point because I just didn't see it. I didn't have the same point of view. But I used to disagree when people said that, oh, your body is a representation of your mind. I used to be like, no, maybe your mind is so much better than your body, you know? And that is called dissociation, my friends. That's called mind-body dissociation. Your mind and your body is disconnected when your body becomes a slave to your mind, and your mind tries to control it. And that's how, like most of my time in fitness, that's how I was. I used to think about how I wanted to look and how I should look, not how I wanted to look, how I should look. And then I would just reject the way that my body was at the moment. and then I would make it a slave to my mind and force it to like do things, force it to work out when I was tired, force it to never sleep, force it to like just crazy things, you know. I never took care of it. And I had to spend like 2-3 years of healing where I really looked, I went backwards in the way that I looked. I probably looked worse than ever, but in a way I needed that so bad and I needed to heal. I remember like when I went off birth control, I think it was like in 2020 or 2021, it was in 2021. I went off birth control and then I had my period. I think it was like a few months later where I started finally having my period, because I did not have a period on birth control at all for years. We're talking like 9 years. And I used to think it was the best thing because I didn't think about my body. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel what it was doing to me. I just thought about like, oh, this is great. I don't have to deal with it. I didn't think about my health. So after I went off of it, I remember like that December I got my period and I got really bloated, like really bloated. And usually it goes away after the period. And I remember that year, after that December period, I was bloated for an entire year. It never went away. And I realized that it was like it wasn't like food or anything. It was just from my hormones and from my period. And I, you know, eventually I accepted it. And when I accepted that I needed to let my body heal and I need to stop criticizing and judging it, everything started to come back to me, and like all my decisions started to be a lot more aligned. Like I used to weight train like 5-6 days a week. Now I weight train maybe 3 times a week, and I do a lot more cardio. I do a lot more yoga, and I just like really take care of my body in a way that like that's it. I just take care of it. I just care for it. I don't force it to do things. But also working out, if you don't like to work out, of course it's gonna feel forced. But that is also, you have to think about it as that is taking care of your body, because your body also needs movement. It also needs a challenge. Sorry, I keep moving this fucking camera because I'm driving. But yeah, so after like 2 years, basically 2-3 years of healing, and like going through with the decision to get a breast augmentation, my body, like my body just let go of fat in areas that just had nothing to do with me working out. Like my arms always held on to more body fat and water, basically inflammation. And somebody could say, oh, like you're just losing weight. First of all, I'm not even losing weight. My weight hasn't really changed at all. Maybe like half a pound. But I used to hate the way my arms looked, and I also didn't like the way my chest looked, so I used to like hunch in. And when you reject a part of your body, you stop the flow of energy to that part of your body. And when you do that, that part of your body automatically becomes becomes softer, less toned, more inflamed, holds on to water, builds body fat, because it's hiding itself. Think about it. You're hiding it, you're rejecting it, so it will respond to the way that you think and the way that you treat it. These concepts are so crazy, but I cannot tell you how much it has changed my life. So again, I've never looked better, and I've never felt like looking like this has been so effortless to me. It's always been such a struggle for me to look what I think is my best, but this time around it's effortless. And it's because, like, think about, like, I have so much more love and care for myself. And your chest area is your heart chakra, and your heart chakra is related to your love for yourself and for everybody else. And when you start to love yourself, you just look better. And when I got that breast augmentation, I also opened up my heart chakra, because my chest used to be so tight and like squeezed in, and now my posture has changed, and my posture is so much more open. Even though you still see, like in videos, sometimes I hunch in, but it's gotten loads tremendously better. And my arms now have shrunk because, again, like my posture's changed. So many good things. So long story short, I talked so much. But I just hope that like you can open up your mind to these ideas when it comes to your body. And if you want more information on this, I recommend looking into two things. One of them is the chakras. There's many books on it, you can read about it. The second thing is bioenergetics. Bioenergetics is the study of basically psychology and your body, like how your body and your behaviors and your personality are linked. It's fucking crazy. I'll talk more about that. Gino's calling me, I don't know why. About to make my coffee 2.0. Got my blue light blockers on and gonna get to editing today. When I make my second coffee, I actually only make a single shot, because the one I make in the morning is a double shot, and it's definitely bigger. Look at it. See how it's bigger? Yes. I've been making it a point to wear these blue light blockers because I definitely feel like when I don't, I get a little bit of a headache, like tension headache, and I have a harder time sleeping. But also we only have one, like everything else Gino and I share. So sometimes he wears it when he's editing his shit. What are you looking at? What are you looking at, my baby? It's hot. Hi, bee. Hi, little Liz. Hi, my mooch. It's hot. They like milk. I do have to wash this every time I make the coffee. How ridiculous. I must confess, you guys, I did not finish my vlog yesterday. Okay, in my defense, I did get my period and I have it today, and it's hell. And I had to train clients this morning. It was miserable. But for some reason, the worst part of it is that the one day that I don't want it to be cold out, it's actually cold and gross and rainy in Arizona. Like, I don't know if you can tell the sky. It's like, it's literally rainy and cloudy and gross. The one day, like this entire week, every time I was vlogging, I kept saying like, oh, it's the most beautiful day in Arizona, and it really was. And the day I need it to be nice, it's not. I just want to be home. I just want to like cuddle with a blanket. And that's basically what I did. I just sat on the couch yesterday, the rest of the day. Didn't go to yoga, didn't do anything. Just sat on the couch, cuddled with the littlest, and watched my show. I started an anime last night, yesterday during the day, and I finished it on the same day. I think I have issues. I do have issues. But it was really good. It was called, what was it called? Yuna of the Dawn or something. It was about this princess Yuna and like Yona, I don't know what her name was. And her childhood best friend is also her cousin. He basically kills her dad, the emperor, and basically takes over the palace and almost kills her, and she's also in love with him. So it was pretty fucked up. And then there's another guy. It's a love triangle. And then there's another guy who's been her bodyguard and one of their other best friends. And he saves her, and basically it's about her story of like, I don't know, getting back her crown back and stuff like that. But it didn't finish. It was literally one season, and now I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we don't even know what's gonna happen. So I found out that the manga exists, but the manga isn't even done. Like, what the fuck? Even if I start the manga and I read the rest of it, I still won't know what happens. It's bullshit. I don't know if I want to make that kind of commitment. Anyway, so I'm going to add this video to yesterday's and finish the vlog. But today we have a couple other things going on that I'm not comfortable with, and I'm training my new client today. Like, what are the fucking chances that my new client is coming in on the day that I feel the worst? But that's okay. I'm just gonna figure it out. One step at a time. But we're also going to a BNI, which is a business networking group. with Gino today. So that should be fun. I'm excited for that. I feel like we haven't done anything like that together, so I'm excited. But yeah, so that's what happened. I made my confession, and I feel better. I don't know what I'm saying. Awkward silence. I just want to go home and eat food. I do feel so much hungrier when I'm on my period. More like I just want a warm meal. I didn't even have my protein shake this morning. I was like, I do not want anything cold. I just want like soup or like an egg sandwich. 3 days after I stopped eating the egg sandwich, now I want an egg sandwich. And I think I might have myself one. But it did help. Like, honestly, after I stopped eating it, my bloating went away. Fuck. I just wanted to say that I appreciate you guys for watching my vlogs, my stupid ass vlogs that I do nothing in. I just live my fucking life and just work out and shove food in my mouth. But it makes me so happy to know that somebody's watching this. It's so weird. We have hit 100 subscribers, I think 105 or something. We're just gonna say 100. That's a milestone, so that needs to be celebrated, which means probably pizza. How do I celebrate? Like always, with pizza. Always gonna happen anyway. Now I have an excuse for it. But yeah, I will see you in the next vlog.